Lloyds Bank has announced a fall in profits for the first half of this year, though the figures are better than the city had expected. They were down £77 million on the same period last year to £331 million. Lloyds blames the fall on the recession and says there's no early relief in sight.
Lloyds' results are better than some had forecast. Nevertheless, the bank's profits show that it has not escaped the recession, as many of its corporate clients, large and small, have gone into bankruptcy. Lloyds' figures kick off a series of results from the major banks, Barclays, NatWest and Midland, all of which are likely to show profits continue to be hit by bad debt. Altogether, it's thought the banks will have to set aside about £2 billion to cover business losses.
A South African newspaper has claimed that the government's secret funding of groups hostile to the ANC was much wider than first thought. The Weekly Mail also claims that the Inkatha leader, Chief Buthelezi, did know about the government's support for his party. Britain has expressed concern about the controversy and called for decisive action.
The front page accuses South Africa's Law and Order Minister of being a liar, of concealing the fact that much of the money handed out to anti-ANC organisations has never been properly accounted for, even to the police who channelled the money from secret government slush funds. The anti-ANC trade union, Uwuza, has received at least £300,000 from secret funds by the government's own admission. The paper quotes leaked documents showing the police and Inkatha set up the union together, a revelation bound to damage Chief Buthelezi still further, although he denies knowing about the government support.
A former employee of the collapsed Bank of Credit and Commerce International is to be a key witness in the drugs trial of the former Panamanian dictator General Noriega. Amjad Awan was head of the bank's operation in Panama, where General Noriega allegedly hid his drugs money. It's being suggested that in pursuing Noriega, investigators missed the scandal within the bank. Soviet Communist Party leaders will vote later today on whether to support President Gorbachev's plan to scrap the party's key Marxist principles. Mr. Gorbachev wants the party to move towards a Western-style social democratic system. It's likely hardliners will wait until the Special Party Congress later this year before challenging his plans. American officials have denied Syria has been given assurances that any Middle East peace settlement will be based on Israel's withdrawal from the occupied territories. Meanwhile, President Bush has called on the Palestinians to play a full part in any peace talks. Here, the stockbroker Anthony Parnes, who was jailed for his part in the Guinness affair, has been released after serving 11 months of a 21-month sentence. Parnes was found guilty of false accounting and theft after taking part in an illegal share support operation during the Guinness bid for distillers. That's all for now. See you at midday.
Detectives investigating the murder of the Leeds teenager Julie Dart say they now have evidence she was alive the day after she disappeared. 18-year-old Julie was found dead from head injuries in a field in Lincolnshire a week ago. Police have renewed their appeals for information about her movements. The Commission for Racial Equality is today seeking a High Court injunction to stop alleged discrimination by Bradford Council. The Commission claims the authority has persistently discriminated against black workers. West Yorkshire's Chief Constable Peter Nobes has warned of a marked increase in so-called designer drugs in the county. He's reported an increase in the use of LSD and ecstasy. The Grimsby MP Austin Mitchell is urging the government to fight a European ruling allowing Spanish trawlers back into British waters. East Coast fishermen claim the move will destroy their livelihoods. Finally, with the ending of the World Student Games in Sheffield, the cost to the city of staging the event is now being assessed. But councillors say the running costs could be lower than the £5 million anticipated. Those are the main stories. More again just after midday. Quick look at the weather forecast for the region. It's a good one today. Dry and sunny this afternoon. Top temperatures feeling warm, reaching 22 degrees Celsius. That's 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Now the weather forecast for Europe and beyond from Bernard Davey.
Hello, most of Europe will have a fine weekend, lots of sunshine and quite warm. But as usual, there'll be one or two exceptions. And we can pick out some of those exceptions by looking at this morning's satellite sequence. There's a thundery low currently over Germany and Poland. That's going to move away slowly eastwards. And then there's a ridge of high pressure shown by the clear skies coming in between that. And then another band of cloud currently stretching from Iceland across western parts of Britain. Let's look at it another way, and we move on the areas of pressure with its rainfall, and the main thing to look at is the thundery low that'll be pushing very steadily eastwards and then coming almost to a grinding halt later tomorrow. The ridge of high pressure extends from Scandinavia right down to the Azores. And anywhere from Scandinavia right down into the Mediterranean, there'll be lots of fine weather, lots of unbroken sunshine in many places. But in the east, those thundery showers will be slow moving, I think, as we move into the second part of Saturday and Sunday. Some heavy bursts of rain around too, and there's likely to be 1 or 2 thunderstorms breaking out over the Pyrenees. The northwest, well, we'll keep a good deal of cloud here. There'll be some rain around and 1 or 2 showers. Temperatures over the weekend, well, they'll range from a fairly cool northwest. Southern parts of Britain could become quite warm, I think, during Sunday, with temperatures into the mid-20s. Southern parts of Spain look like being the warmest place, as high as 26. And for the Tour de France, the final stage and the run into Paris, it looks pretty good. That's it from me.